I have also gotten to know her sister, Claudia, and it is amazing at the bond they all share. The shock and distress that they felt at the verdict just broke my heart. They have given everything they have, emotionally, physically, and financially, to support Michelle, and they continue to do so. As our friendship grew, I was getting more and more frustrated with the media coverage and the picture that they were painting of Michelle. She is one of the warmest, kindest, and truly exceptional women that I have the pleasure of knowing. Yet the media has made her into one of the most hated women in the country. When I learned that my younger sister was dying of cancer and very quickly passed away, Michelle was always there with a kind word or a hug to support me. Her bond with her sisters gave her the true understanding of what this loss meant to me, and I am very grateful for her compassion and support. When Michelle moved back to Florida, we continue to keep in touch, and I, in all honesty, feel very blessed to have her as my friend. I don't know what the future holds for Michelle. I pray that any appeal will eventually result in her freedom. At this time, however, the only thing I can do is be here, speak my truth, and ask for your mercy as you hand down her sentence. I hope that my words help you to understand a bit more about who Michelle Troconis really is, and not the monster that the media has made the world think she is. Michelle Troconis is a daughter, sister, friend, teacher, and most of all, she is a mother. Michelle has done a lot of good things in this world, both personally and professionally. She is not a person that will cause this world any harm or a danger to anyone. Thank you very much for letting me speak today, and my heartfelt condolences go out to Jennifer's children, family, mother, and friends. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask Paula Salazar to speak, please.
Good afternoon, Judge Randolph. Thank you for giving me the chance to speak here today. I am Paula, one of Michi's closest friends. For me, she's my best friend. I have had the privilege of knowing her for over 20 years. We met in Argentina, both navigating life in a new country, and our connection was instant. In a place where everything was unfamiliar and myself being shy and introverted, Michelle's friendship provided me with a sense of belonging and security that I will be forever grateful for. Michelle possesses a special spark that brings joy and good energy wherever she goes. I have always admired her authenticity and her remarkable ability to uplift those around her. When I met her, something that really struck me was her acceptance of others. She's the kind of person that never judges, criticizes, or speaks ill of anyone, a very scarce trait in today's world. Throughout our friendship, I've had the privilege of witnessing Michelle's unwavering dedication and love as a mother to Nicole. Their bond is truly inspiring. And in all these years, I've also had the opportunity to know and share moments with her family, and I've witnessed their warmth and closeness firsthand. In addition to her role as a devoted mother, beautiful family member, and an unconditional friend, Michelle has dedicated countless hours to volunteering. Every time I visit her in Connecticut, she took me along to assist at a church where we cooked meals and provided aid to the less fortunate. In Argentina, she made a profound impact on many individuals through her dedication to equine therapy. She has always demonstrated compassion, selflessness, and deep empathy for others. Michelle's fate took an unexpected turn when she crossed paths with Jennifer Dulos. He appeared to be the perfect man. I personally engaged with him on numerous occasions, even introducing him to my children and my mother. And yet, we never detected any red flags. Unfortunately, he showed that he was mostly a coward who left his children without parents and the woman he supposedly loved in this situation. This experience highlights the scary reality that anyone could find themselves in the place Michi is now. Your Honor, while I understand the gravity of the charges against Michi, I implore you to consider her positive qualities and contributions to society and respectfully request a compassionate outcome for her. And as I stand here advocating for my beautiful friend, I do want to express that my heart also aches for Jennifer's children and family. It's heartbreaking to know and think about the amount of pain they've had to bear. Thank you very much.
Attorney Schoenhorn, the defense has about 15 minutes left.
I would now call on Michelle's sister, Claudia Troconis.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. My name is Claudia Troconis, and I am here today as the youngest sister of Michelle Troconis. I am grateful for the opportunity to speak about my sister, whom I deeply admire and support. Michelle has always been an example of kindness and compassion in our family and community. She would never intentionally harm anyone or be part of any malicious plan as horrific as what she has been accused of. My sister is a loving and exceptional human being who unfortunately fell in love with the wrong man, Jennifer Dulos. He portrayed himself convincingly as a charming, well-educated, hard-working man and a dedicated father to his children, who seemed to embody great virtues. Yet he deceived us all, but most importantly, my sister Michelle. One of the most frustrating things for Michi is that while people accept that Fotis fooled everyone, including lawyers and mental health professionals, my sister is expected to have seen him for what he truly was, a dangerous, manipulative, and controlling man. The fact that professionals missed it provides clear and convincing support for the argument that Michelle had no idea what Fotis was and what he was capable of. But I am here today to explain why Michelle would not have known anything and to speak of who she is. As the eldest of 4 sisters and over 21 cousins, Michi has always been the pillar of our family. After leaving our home country, Venezuela, she coordinated our gatherings, ensuring we stayed connected despite our geographical distances, reinforcing the close-knit bonds we value and maintain today. Michi has always been more than just my eldest sister. She has been like a second mother to me. We're 12 years apart, and her nurturing presence has been influential throughout my life. After our parents' amicable divorce, Michi took on significant responsibilities to support our family. One stark memory that stands out is when I was 6 years old and sustained an eye injury while playing soccer with neighbors. I was home alone with her and in a lot of pain, and Michi, without hesitation, rushed me to the nearest hospital, where I underwent critical surgery that saved my vision. Her care has been nothing short of heroic for me as a child. Michelle is also an exceptional and dedicated mother. She has been a committed mother to her only daughter, my niece, who's an Olympic athlete who has achieved the highest levels of medals while representing the United States of America. When I decided to have children, I aspired to be a wonderful and dedicated mother like Michi to my twin boys. She has supported every significant milestone for my twins and nephews, serving as an exceptional aunt. They, too, look up to their eldest aunt, cherishing every outing filled with joy and memorable experiences. Michi's passion for helping others extended into her professional life and is what inspired me the most professionally and personally. Motivated by her paternal aunt, born with an intellectual disability, she pursued a bachelor's degree in special education in Venezuela. Her dedication didn't stop with her degree. My father instilled in us a love for animals and sports from an early age, and Michi took it upon herself to do courses in equine therapy for adults and children with special needs. She pioneered the first therapeutic writing center in Venezuela back in the 90s. However, this wasn't just a job for Michi, it was her calling. She poured her heart into each session and each family she worked with, fundamentally changing lives for the better. She became the therapist and continues to be the main influence of my best friend's brother because he was diagnosed at an early age with an intellectual disability, and he says that Michi forever changed his life. One beautiful memory I forever cherish is when Michi took us both with her to a staying equestrian camp in New York, and that's when my intense admiration for her grew deeper, as I was just 12 years old then. I always accompanied my sister to her sessions as we shared the same passion for riding horses and helping those most vulnerable. Her profound impact on those she worked with, including my best friend's brother, is a testament to her character and dedication to our community. Thanks to her guidance and inspiration, I followed in her footsteps, volunteering throughout my high school years in a program called For Horses for Handicapped. Her influence inspired me to pursue a career in behavior analysis, and I am a proud board-certified behavior analyst. She instilled in me the sense of making a difference in the lives of many children with special needs. None of this would have been possible without Michi's example and mentorship. What happened to Jennifer Dulos is heartbreaking. We're deeply aware of the pain and suffering endured by her family and 5 children these past 5 years. This has left a permanent scar, and our hearts go out to her loved ones during this incredibly difficult time, as no one should endure such suffering. Today I stand before you, Judge, to affirm my unwavering support for my sister Michi and to reveal her true character, which is very different from the accusations against her. Her life has been one of service, love, and dedication to the well-being of others. It is these attributes in her history of positive impact that I humbly ask you to consider in your decision for her sentencing today. Thank you, Your Honor, for giving me this opportunity to speak on my sister's behalf and for considering the full scope of her true character in your decision today.
Thank you.
I call on Michelle's daughter, Nicole, to speak. She was 12 years old in 2019. She's still a child.
Your Honor, I stand here today to speak about my mom, who means the world to me. I have been in my mom's life for 17 years, 5 months, and 12 days. Despite my parents' separation when I was young, today I recognize the healthy relationship, mutual respect, and care they still hold. They've exemplified the essence of co-parenting, always prioritizing my well-being above all else. My mother, Michelle, has embraced my passions as her own, particularly my love for skiing. Despite not being raised in the skiing world, she has devoted herself to understanding and supporting my aspiration in the sport. That includes moving with me to Colorado since 2015 for 3 to 5 months each season. My mom's presence at my races all over the U.S., regardless of her commitments, speaks for itself about her dedication as a parent. I remember asking my mom why she only had me, and her answer was, because I wanted to always offer all the attention to you. Michelle isn't just my mother. She's my best friend, my rock, and my guiding light. If you ask me who I want to be, my unhesitant answer would be, I want to be just like my mom. She's a perfect example of kindness, thoughtfulness, and selflessness. Whether it's cooking together, numerous friends of mine seek out her company, drawn to her warmth and kindness. Whether it's cooking together, sharing conversations, or simply being in her presence, people gravitate to her brought-up spirit. Reflecting on my past, I remember the introduction of Fotis Dulos into our lives, meeting him at the water ski club in Miami. I noticed he was outgoing and friendly. I also met the kids, and I myself enjoyed spending time with them. Watching my mother fall in love with him, I welcomed the possibility of her finding happiness. When my mom decided to move to Connecticut, the first thing she let me know was about Sundown Ski Resort, a mountain only a few minutes away from Fort Jefferson Crossing. Even though she had fallen in love, she always carried the thought of me and how much I needed my skiing. So much that my mom and I would move to Colorado 4 to 5 months every year for my training. Despite spending considerable time with Fotis Dulos and even forming individual plans together, I never anticipated the tragedy that unfolded, leaving me shocked and confused. I never had the chance to meet Jennifer, nor did my mother ever speak ill of her. My heart goes out to the kids, and I earnestly hope that one day we all discover peace within our hearts. Through it all, I want to emphasize my love and trust in my mom. She has been my anchor, guiding me through life's troubles. She's the first person I call after a bad competition, and without her motivational words, or simply her peaceful voice, I wouldn't be able to be where I am today in either my sport or in life. I am begging you to listen. I need my mom in my life. Not just as a parent, but as a source of strength and understanding. My love for her remains uninfluenced by the situations or difficulties we may encounter. Thank you for letting me share this with you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Understanding there's only limited time, I want to point out a couple of things that haven't been made clear. The first is that during the trial, the court did not have any aspect or understanding what kind of person Michelle was, whether it was from media or just what people were saying about her during the trial. The court received a completely different caricature, if I will say, as to who she really is. She's a loving daughter, sister, and mother, and friend. She's a religious and charitable person. She was kind, she's helpful, not only to other people, but to animals, to the disabled, I know, for example, as the report indicates, that the Pane program at the university she went to, which stands for Association of Parents and Friends of Exceptional Children, the degree she got, exceptional children in Spanish means special needs children. This is what she did. Her equine therapy, whether she actually went to Dubai at one point to work with disabled children there. She worked at the horse rescue in Avon while she was here. She's had no criminal history. She has no history of violence whatsoever. She even bought a condominium in Colorado so her daughter could train and be there with her during the winter months so she could compete as a competitive international skier on the Youth Olympic ski team representing the United States in Korea, where Michelle was not allowed to go because of the restrictions of this trial. I'll just note at one point that Fotis Dulos became angry that Michelle bought the condo in Colorado rather than using her money to invest in his company. That's what kind of person he was like. She may have been naive, that she believed in Fotis, she believed who he was, and she believed the police when they were talking to her, and also, I will note, she believed her former ineffective counsel. The probation officer, as the court indicated, stated that it's not fully clear what role Michelle played, and I submit that that's still true to this day after the court heard 2 months of evidence during the trial. There's a concept in the law of minor versus minimal role versus the role of others. The court cannot sentence Michelle for what Fotis Dulos or others did. We talk about relative culpability. It is Michelle the court has to consider, not what Fotis Dulos did, and none of the things that he did are attributable to Michelle. And I will go further, Your Honor, that although the court doesn't agree with my arguments that she had very little knowledge, if anything, about what Fotis was up to, I will note that whatever the court feels was her complicity, it made no difference to what Fotis Dulos did or what was uncovered as to what Fotis Dulos did. It did not help complete something that wouldn't already have occurred, but for things that she herself told the police. They would not even have known about that. So she is the one who implicated herself according to what the state said. I note she is not a danger to anyone in the community. She was, while on release, she received a form of punishment because she was on house arrest for 9 full months. She could not leave for any reason other than going to counsel's office. I found that I was one of the sole bases for her to be able to leave her small apartment that she had to stay in because she was ordered out of the large home that she had been staying at in Farmington with Fotis. In addition, she was on a bracelet for 1,404 days until Judge White removed that condition in 2023. And I would submit that such long bracelet, having to charge 1 to 2 hours every day, also constitutes, reminding her every single day for years, also constitutes a form of punishment, even if it doesn't involve incarceration. When I talk about comparative responsibility, the court is not here, cannot punish Fotis Dulos. He's not here. I understand people's anger in their inability to punish Fotis Dulos for what he did. But Michelle is not a substitute for what the court, if the court was in a position to sentence Fotis Dulos, to do to her what the court would have done to Fotis. And finally, I note, Your Honor, that we're talking about comparative responsibility. Pavel Gumieni was clearly, based on his own testimony, had knowledge of what was going on. He was told by his own admission, Fotis Dulos, there may be DNA on my car seats. Remove those car seats. Did he refuse? No. His excuse was, well, I didn't want to lose my job. But he removed those car seats. He deceived the police until they came and took his truck and then came to his house to take the white Jeep that was parked in his driveway. Only then did he mention, oh, by the way, I still have those seats here. But he was given full immunity. Because he was given full immunity, He suffers no consequences at all, and he was rewarded with U.S. citizenship afterwards. Whoever was down moving that vehicle in the afternoon of May 24th, we don't know who that is. But again, someone who was directly responsible down in New Canaan. So if we're talking about comparative responsibility, and I note that Pavel Gumieni got a free pass, my request is going to be for probation for Michelle, because she's already suffered the vilification of not just people here, but in the entire country, if not overseas as well. Now, it's my understanding, that's all I have to say. I know that Michelle has some words that she wants to speak to, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Will the court hear from her?
Yes.
Your Honor, I am deeply saddened by this tragedy that has affected so many lives. I found out things before and during trial about a man, Fotis Dulos. I thought I knew and loved. I deeply regret ever being in a relationship with Fotis Dulos and bringing my daughter, my family, and myself into our lives, into his life. I am a person of profound faith, and I have been praying and will continue to pray for those who suffered and still suffer. I am thankful to my whole family and my dear friends who have stood by me and support me. I am grateful to you, Your Honor, to let me express myself. Thank you.
Thank you.
That concludes our presentation.
Thank you. What the court is going to do is take a recess and consider the remarks. The court has read the pre-sentence investigation report. The court has also read the 63 or so letters submitted to this court in support of Michelle Troconis. We're going to resume at 3:20. Stand on recess.
All rise. Senator Superior Court's not recess.
You've been listening to the sentencing of Michelle Troconis, convicted of conspiracy to commit murder and other charges in the disappearance of Connecticut mother Jennifer Dulos. CBS News' Tony Aiello is in the courtroom and will have a full report on CBS 2 News at 5.
This has been breaking news.
New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez could still run for re-election despite his ongoing bribery trial. Sources tell CBS 2 Menendez has collected enough signatures to put his name on the ballot in November as an